day, senor, and well met.
Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great Dottore Simon Forman.
Hello guys, and welcome back to some more ASTROLOGASTER. And we're supposed to figure out what caused her to get headaches. And it's most certainly not witchcraft. No, she's not. No, what is this then? Of being with child. The presence of a moon suggests that the symptoms are acute. Has to be this. I have to say food or drink.
Madam, may I delicately inquire as to whether it be the habit of you and your husband to take wine with supper? On Friday evenings, perchance? Drinking a little overmuch on occasion is nothing to be ashamed of. Many of my most respectable querents do find that a fine French claret can be deceptively...
Oh, nay, more's the pity. My husband is a tiresome teetotaler who prefers to spend his evenings writing sermons and counting coin. He hardly ever accompanies me to the tavern on Fridays.
Does he not? Well, in any case, I am much afraid that the ale you do consume upon these tavern visits may be to blame for your affliction. The consumption of strong drink can provoke an excess of black bile, which then does cause the body to purge itself the following day. I do advise you to consider...
Then I am not bewitched. But if that be true, then to poor Molly McDoon I have been most rude and unneighbourly. For shame. I must go to her this hour and apologise. Fare you well, Mr. Forman. I must bid you good day.
Okay. He didn't hate me, so that's good. Okay, sure. That's nice.
Beware conspirations, plots and machinations, the schemes of big physics to sell you their wares. Their cures do us violence, but they call it science. They mock our beliefs and belittle our fears.
Well met, Mr. Mugg. How fare you since our first consultation?
It seems as you were right. Though I was, in sooth, much troubled with the vile disease of, what did you say it was? Fudgipus and Honeyman, I did not die.
Frigidus ad hominem. I am most glad to hear it, sir. Indeed, you do look well.
Well, mayhap I look well now, but 'twill not be for long. I have been poisoned.
Poisoned? By the saints! Who is the author of this foul deed?
My friend George Sprottle, the bookbinder. I did dine with him not 2 hours ago.
I see. A bout of evil digestion. Pray tell, was there turned meat or some such at table?
Nay, not meat. 'Twas a pie full of cherries. I had a bite of it afore I knew what I was eating.
Cherries, you say?
Aye, cherries. And this after I took particular care to give Mistress Sprottle a list of foods I must not eat. I added cherries to the list when I did hear that the Countess of Devonshire has declared against their noxious qualities.
The Countess of Devonshire, you say? Noxious qualities, indeed. And now your symptoms, Mr. Mugg. Had you any reaction after eating these cherries?
My reaction? Well, I reacted as any man would. I spat them out. And know you what Mr. Sprottle did then, Dr. Forman?
Nay, but pray tell.
He did laugh at me. He even called me a dinner-ralphing fusspot. Fie, I may soon be in the grave, thanks to George. Will he still be laughing then?
Well, let us not speculate, shall we, Mr. Mugg? Now, let us see what the stars may tell us. What ails Nicholas Mugg?
Nothing. He thinks he's sick. Occasioned by rancorous behavior. Suffering from cherry poisoning. No, he's not. He's suffering from this.
Your condition has been provoked by the rancor you feel towards your host for having ignored your alimentary demands. These feelings have caused your spleen to produce ill humours, which you are presently venting in the form of bilious anger. Hence it will quickly pass.
I see. But what of the cherries I ate?
Cherries are perfectly safe to eat. Truly, Mr. Mugg, you must abandon these absurd and superstitious notions about the evils of particular fruits and vegetables.
Must I?
Aye. With the exception of onions, of course. For onions do render a man susceptible to the plague.
Onions, verily. I thank you for the warning, Dr. Forman. I shall add onions to my list.
Nice. Alright, he was only a little pleased. Why only a little pleased? I mean, sure, it's not exactly good that he was with like someone who was married anyway, so I mean, it's probably for the best.
William! Ah, there you are. Did Mistress Allen call whilst I was out this day? Nay? You're quite sure about that, are you? Ah, I see. I cannot understand it. Why has Avis not come these past weeks? Does she no longer wish to see me?
Yes, dude, she doesn't wish to see you. I have been deprived of the tender flavors late, but my fortune seems to be reversing. I expect to see Avis again soon. Mr. Shannon's reluctance to see me is but a legacy of the unpleasant manners towards her in the past provoked by my suspicious fancy. This is definitely it.
So, 'tis the madness of my love that keeps Avis away. My jealous passions and accusations have vexed her, mayhap even caused her fright. When she comes to see me again, for she surely will, by and by, I must remember to be kinder to her, to not plague her with my suspicions. And until Avis does return, well, there are other women in the world, are there not?
Oh my god, dude. You know what? You're sure. You know, I'm just gonna make you more mean then. I'm just gonna make you screw over every single woman. Alright, sir, I must thank you for resolving the misunderstandings between me and my neighbor, Mr. Smalley McDonald. You advised me that my Saturday morning headaches and thunderings were not caused by her witchcraft, but my consumption of strong drink. You spoke true, and for that I'm grateful, although if Molly was not then the author of my sufferings, she surely is now. But since we have become friends, we go together to the tavern every Friday. What? Why would you do that?
Eyes are nothing like the sun. If snowy white her breasts are done, and that is a description done, for she is a lady. She's not a lady.
Good day, Mistress Lanier. Much time has passed since I last saw you. How do you fare?
In truth, not well, Dr. Forman, not well at all.
Then I am full sorry for it, madam. Pray, tell me what manner of ill has befallen you.
First, I must beseech your pardon, sir, for methinks Mr. S may verily be my prowler after all, as you did surmise.
Haha!
Think nothing of it, madam. But what has made you change your mind about him?
I have been publicly humiliated. Mr. S has been circulating a collection of insulting sonnets about an unnamed dark lady, and all of London thinks this dark lady is me.
Well, your complexion is rather, that is to
I
say...
am described as having foul breath and black wires for hair, though methinks the very worst line is the one that tells of a gross body rising at the utterance of my name. And I cannot abide illusions, Dr. Forman. If Mr. S wishes to reference bodily levitation and other such cheap stage magic, he would do well to leave my name out of it. My interest is in the dramatic arts, not fairground attractions.
I am not sure that is quite his meaning.
Dr. Forman, you know of Mr. William Shakespeare, then? Do not tell me you have read the sonnets.
Well, I own that I have. But as you did remark, madam, all of London has read them.
Oh, well, I am undone. My professional reputation is now utterly spoiled, for now the whole world will look upon me as naught but Mr. Shakespeare's fancy wench. No longer will they judge me on my own merits.
Let us hope it is not as grave as that, madam. Have you discoursed upon the matter with him?
Nay, I dare not confront him about it.
You have to.
We're almost at an end with our work on a play, and I dare not risk it not being staged.
Then let us see what the stars advise. What may Mistress Lanier do to restore her professional reputation?
I mean, he's gonna lose stuff about it too, right? Harbors secret thoughts of adultery, which relate somehow to her intellect and her feelings of dissatisfaction. What? Is ignorant of a romantic feeling that must be reversed. Mr. Lenia should abandon her career ambitions and revert to a true vacation, bringing forth new lives. She should have another child. What? No. It's confused about her feelings for me. How interesting. What? I will help Mrs. Lenia if she exercises constraint and discipline. Oh my goodness. What is this then? Must find a way to associate her name with those sonnets, for if she does not, her literary legacy will be betrayed in association with them. The relationship between Mr. Shakespeare and Mrs. Lenia is not an equal one. Shakespeare's arrogance will overshadow Amelia's contribution to the play they are writing. Get this one.
You are right to be concerned about the damage to your reputation, Mistress Lania, for there is a danger that your partnership with Mr. Shakespeare and his depiction of you in his sonnets will forever overshadow your own literary achievements.
God's womb. But what can I do to forestall such an injustice?
I suggest you spread a rumour of your own about another lady. For instance, there is a brothel owner in Clerkenwell they call Black Luce. If you were to put it about that she is the subject of Shakespeare's sonnets, 'twould do her reputation no harm. Indeed, the effect will be quite the reverse, for doubtless there be many a man present who would pay handsomely for a tumble with Shakespeare's dark lady.
Well, indeed. I do feel 'tis most important to advance the interests of my fellow women, especially those seeking to make their way in business. Oh, do you see that, Dr. Forman? 'Tis your mute Italian querent, Signor Ferraro. He is staring at us through the window.
Is he? Then doubtless he has come for another consultation.
Okay, I'm sure it's not there for you. He was pleased. Well, that's good. Another letter. Good.
When it feels like a play, an Italian cliché. When it feels like a play, an Italian cliché. Ferraro, Signor Ferraro.
All right.
Good day, senor, and well met.
Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great Dottore Simon Forman.
Indeed, I did recognize you, senor. How may I assist you this day?
I am ill. I tell you my problems. First problem, I do make a chandar in the morning. Next problems, my belly does swell and my chest tis a most tender to the touch. And now, for the very most terrible of problems, I have the big feels. One moment I do weep, and the next I do curse and gnash my teeth. So, Dottore, you tell what ails me, huh? You wanna make a water into this cup? Un momento, I make the water.
Nay, not in my... prithee, hold. If you please, senor. As with our previous consultations, I shall be judging your illness by reading the stars.
So, you need not my...
Nay, senor, I have no need of it.
Oh my
Whilst
goodness.
'tis true that most physicians do spy and sniff their patients' urine, I find this method of piss-pot diagnosis most imprecise. Indeed, the practice is quite primitive. 'Tis my belief that if medicine is to advance in this modern age, we must all adopt a more scientifical method. I am quite sure history will bear me out on this question.
This scientifical method. This reading my diagnosis in the stars?
Precisely so. Speaking thereof, perchance we may consult the stars now. What illness troubles Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
Feelings. With child. Oh, that's funny. Gathering crop matter, the chest area, occasional pain in the breast. No, it's feelings, I'm pretty sure. Condition the brain broke by a sudden fit. It affects sensory perception and causes swollen neck, memory loss, and gnashing of the teeth. It's cast by a witch. No, okay, so it has to be this one.
Worry not, senor. You are merely troubled with a mattering in the breast. I advise you to take to bed and cover yourself with sheets that have been warmed before a fire. But you must not sleep, nor may you eat or drink, for food and drink would serve to increase the corrupt phlegm and matter in your chest.
Mattering in the breast. Most dottori would say my problems do not match the signs of mattering in the breast. But you, Signor Forman, are not most dottori, eh? You are genius of the medicine who does find true meaning in the stars. I thank you, Signor Forman, for your advice has been most enlightening. Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
Thank you so much, Riccardo Ferraro. Wait, he took it ill? What? But he liked it. Okay. What is it, buddy?
Pray tell, did the matter with the, cherries resolve itself in the end?
Aye, indeed. I did tell my friend, Mr. Sprottle, what you said about how my shouting at him was owing to an upset of bile in my spleen. I also did speak to him on the evils of onions. I think he was most interested.
And what may I assist you with this day, Mr. Mugg?
I have the spotted fever. I must begin treatment now, or else I will...
Hold, sir. The spotted fever is exceeding rare. Why would you think you have such a disease?
Well, sir, not only am I covered all over in red spots, I have lately taken to chundering, such as are the very symptoms listed in the medical book I did read. I am already taking the treatment Mr. Cogan prescribes, but now I require...
You mean to say you have read Thomas Cogan's Haven of Health? Why, that is a most technical book, writ for doctors and medical students. How did you come to be reading it?
My friend George Sprottle did bind a printing of it in his shop. He kindly let me spy some pages afore 'twas sent up to Cambridge. Oh, but Dr. Forman, I forget myself. You have no medical degree, so you doubtless have not read it. Mayhap if I ask George nicely...
Sir, let us consult the stars and see if they may tell us what ails you.
Sure. Country, not evil digestion. I don't think it's a spotted fever. It has to be this, right? Hypochondria, induced by appearance of benign pimples in the privy member.
The spots on your privy member suggest a mild venereal disease. Such pustules can appear so foul in appearance as to induce involuntary upward purging, as is the case here. It's also indicated that you suffer from
Dr. Forman, did you not hear me? I said nothing of spots being on my yardle. On my word, I know not why folk even bother with doctors. Not now we have books to consult. One thing more, if you please, Dr. Forman, for I feel I must give ye warning. A great storm is coming. I feel it in my bones, and my bones do always speak true. You would do well to bide indoors at the first sign of wind and rain. God keep you well, Dr. Forman.
Whoops. Well, I thought it was all over his body. Well, that's my bad. Money for doctors, okay.
Almighty God, guide servant Thomas Black, reach forth thy gracious hand, and slap sense into him.
Slap sense into him? Okay, I'll slap some sense into him.
Good morrow, Dean Blagg. How fare you this day?
Well, Dr. Forman, I must own that I do not fare well, for my recent investments have left me in a rather vexing financial position.
I told you.
That is ill to hear.
Aye, Sir Walter Raleigh's quest for El Dorado failed most woefully, just as you predicted. His ships did return loaded with naught but a few sacks of worthless root vegetables. I cannot fathom it. We are Englishmen. We do not eat vegetables.
Aye, a disappointing outcome indeed.
Oh, but that is all by the by. For you will be pleased to know that I put my remaining fortune into a new venture so assured of success that I will make all my money back and more.
Assured, you say? How very reassuring.
I have invested in an expedition to intercept a fleet of Spanish ships
Oh boy.
carrying gold back from the New World. For this expedition, Sir Walter Raleigh will be joined by that famous military genius, Robert Devereux, the Earl of Essex. So success is virtually guaranteed. There is but one small worry, however.
Ah, only one?
Aye. 'Tis that Raleigh and Essex set sail full 2 months past, but there is yet no tidings of them. Such silence is a trifle vexing. Have they yet captured the Spanish treasure ships? Surely no ill has befallen them.
A most vexing mystery indeed. Let us see whether the stars can tell us what has become of this expedition.
Oh, that's not good. Angels, blessings, he must be patient. What about this one? It got us granted like good intuition, violent battles being waged in the foreign climb, and the moon shines light upon the fortune. What about this one? An Axis is sailing their ships in the wrong direction and will suffer reversal of fortune. Expedition has been endangered by secret information from untrustworthy authority. I would probably say this one.
Wondrous tidings! Your family's fortune is soon to be restored, and you may thank God for it was he that inspired you to invest in such a well-led expedition.
I just dug my
Raleigh
own
and
grave.
Essex have come upon the Spanish treasure fleet, and a violent battle off the coast of Spain is being waged this very hour.
Verily, blessed day! O Heavenly Father, I give thanks unto thee for both thy mercy and thy business savvy.
Alright. Cool. He's gonna get so angry.
Wench act so distressed, mayhap she can't abide a jest. No welcome love when 'tis professed. What an ungrateful lady! What an ungrateful lady!
Why is she ungrateful? What happened?
Good day, Mistress Lanier. Pray, come in and take comfort by the fire. The wind is fierce and cold this day.
Did you see him this time, Dr. Forman? He did it again. He ran off the moment he saw me.
See who, madam?
Your patient, Signor Ferraro.
Ah, verily? Indeed, I was expecting him to come for a consultation this day. But he changed his mind and ran off, you say. How very mysterious.
Truly, 'tis as if all men are determined to use me ill.
Surely not all men, madam. I, for one, remain most devotedly at your service. My dear lady, I do not need to read the stars to see that something grave has befallen you. Pray, tell me what it is.
Yesterday I did meet with Mr. Shakespeare to discourse upon our new play, which is to open this week at the theatre in Shoreditch. But though I was determined not to confront him about the sonnets he wrote about me, 'twas difficult to hide the heaviness I did feel in his company.
I can well imagine, madam.
So then, well, he remarked upon my dark humour. To wit, he said to me, "Amelia, your pretty brow does furrow, so I will kiss it smooth."
And I sense that you did not receive this well?
Indeed, I did not. Forsooth, I was so enraged by this, I reversed my flagon of ale full over his head.
Ooh.
Ah.
Whereon he rose from his stool, declaring I was the most ungrateful and unworthy wench in all of Christendom, and then he flew out of the tavern like a bat from out the gates of hell.
A most vivid image, and no doubt most apt. Men who work in playhouses are prone to indulging in such melodrama, of course. Why so many ladies care for such men in preference of those employed in solid, stable professions, I shall never understand.
And if only that were all. For this morning I saw a bill advertising our play posted on a wall in my street. It bears his name and not mine.
Verily? Surely not. Mayhap there has been some error made.
Nay, Dr. Forman, 'tis no error, for I rushed to the theatre to see what was amiss, but I was refused admittance. Indeed, the player who came to the door denied all knowledge of my collaboration on the play. Methinks Mr. Shakespeare is exacting his petty vengeance upon me for rejecting his sly suit by denying me credit for my work, and he means to deal with me by pretending I do not exist, as if I were a ghost. Or is it he who has become the ghost? In truth, I am not yet sure how that metaphor should work.
What monstrous perfidy! Pray tell me what I might do to punish this wretched scribbler. Though I am not adept with a sword, I do have a book that instructs in how to command nefarious spirits.
Oh, prithee, sir, I am come not in search of vengeance, but to seek answers. As you know, I have been ill-treated by my husband, and now I am betrayed by Mr. Shakespeare. Pray, read the stars and answer me this, Dr. Forman. Will I ever be able to trust, even love, a man again?
Well, I guess we're gonna get that answer in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, though. If you did, click that like button. If you want to see more from me, search for 8000, click the subscribe button, and I hope to see you in the next one. And as always, stay awesome.